If you've made it past the 6th round with this guy, get ready to die.
Boxer Maxim Dadashev has died from injuries suffered during Friday's fight.
Russian boxer Maxim Dadashev died after suffering a brain injury during a fight.
He spares no one. He breaks bodies, crushes spirits, erases names. Subriel Matías, 21 wins, 21 knockouts, and 1 murder. A destruction machine from Puerto Rico about whom people still fear to speak out loud.
Introducing Subriel Matías.
Born on March 31st, 1992, in the streets of Puerto Rico, where only the toughest survive. Poverty, fights, dirty alleys, this was his reality. Boxing for Matías was not a choice, but the only ticket to a new life. He started at 16, the age when others were already collecting medals in amateur rings, but he didn't care. He wasn't interested in becoming a promising junior. He wanted to destroy grown men. Amateur career? Forget it. The real Matías was born in 2015 when he started dismantling professionals one by one. When it was time to sign a contract, managers shied away from him as if he were the plague. No medals, no titles. Who would want him? But Subriel didn't whine. He fought in dirty shows in Puerto Rico where people fought for pennies and a chance at glory. And each time he took what was his. The first serious test came in his 4th fight. Against him stood the experienced Jeffrey Fontanez. It was expected to be a serious test for Matías, but Subriel destroyed him in 2 rounds. After this, promoters began to realize that this guy was truly dangerous. But no one knew he was about to turn into a real monster. With each fight, he grew fiercer. Aggression, pressure, and endless fire in his eyes, Matías hit like he wanted to destroy everyone in front of him. July 9th, 2019, a date Matías will never forget. A fight for the IBF Mandatory Challenger title. Opponent, Maxim Dadashev, an undefeated Russian with a record of 13-0. It was a slaughter. Round after round, Subriel pressured, crushed, and didn't give Dadashev a moment to breathe. Maxim held on as best he could, but in the 11th round, his corner realized it couldn't continue.
Okay? I'm going to stop the fight. Max, I'm going to stop it. Max, you're getting hit too much. You're getting hit too much, Max. Please, Max, please, let me do this, okay?
They threw in the towel, but the fight had already taken its toll. On his way to the locker room, Dadashev began feeling unwell. 2 weeks later, tragedy. Maxim died from injuries sustained in that fight.
Worry about your young fighter taking this much punishment this early in his career. You know, if I was in this corner, I would be thinking about stopping.
Uppercut, headshot.
That day left a permanent mark on Matías' soul. He didn't intend to kill, but the fact remained his punches took a life. The boxing world split. Some blamed Matías, some supported him. Subriel went through hell. He came back to the ring a different man, but not weaker. He became even tougher, even more merciless. February 15th, 2020. The ring once again felt true fury. After a painful loss, Matías faced Argentine Jonathan Ennis, not just for a checkmark, but to set things right. From the first bell, Subriel turned on excavation mode. He moved forward, pressed, and shattered. Ennis tried to respond, tried to survive, but in the 5th round, he was knocked down with no chance. A knockout, like a fat signature on a statement. Matías was back, and now he hit even harder. February 22nd, 2020. Matías faced Petros Ananyan, an underdog whom the bookmakers had already buried, odds of 14-1. Everyone expected another massacre. But something else happened. Ananyan wasn't a punching bag, but a true stone in Matías' way. He took the best shots from Matías and responded in a way that made Subriel crack.
And another one from Ananyan. And now a clubbing shot against the undefeated Matías. He's got him in trouble. Look at this.
Petros clung on with a death grip and, round after round, outplayed the destruction machine. For the first time in his career, the judges unanimously ruled against Matías.
For your winner by unanimous decision, Petros Ananyan.
Failure? Number, it was a cold shower that recharged his fury. After the loss, Matías came out like a wolf and chose Malik Hawkins as his next victim.
Defeated rising super lightweight contender, introducing Malik Iceman Hawkins. junior welterweight contender, introducing Subriel Matías.
From the first second, he surged forward, hammering Hawkins like a nail in a board. In the 6th round, Malik collapsed, drowning in a storm of punches. The ring doctor didn't play hero. The fight was stopped. Technical knockout, a display of power, a message to the entire division. Matías was back, and now he was even angrier. Carson, USA. May 29, 2021. Matías faced undefeated Kazakh fighter Batirjan Jukembayev. 18 wins, 0 losses, great confidence in himself.
Introducing Batir Jukembayev, IBF number 7 world-ranked junior welterweight contender, introducing Subriel Matías.
But all his record went to dust. From the first bell, Matías turned on the meat grinder. No pauses, no mercy. Every round, war. Blood, punches, pressure.
Really extraordinary. There it is. And
down goes Jukembayev!
Jukembayev held on as best he could, but after the 8th round, his corner threw in the towel. It could have ended much worse.
guess what? This fight is over.
A fantastic fight, but obviously Jukembayev, they felt had enough, and we talked about the swelling after the amount of punishment that he was taking on his face.
With this win, Subriel proved that he wasn't just a contender. He was the nightmare of the division, already breathing down the champions' necks. January 22nd, 2022. Atlantic City, the rematch everyone had been waiting for. Subriel Matías faced Petros Ananyan again, with whom he had already fought 2 years ago. Back then, it was a lesson, but now the moment had come to prove that he wasn't just a fighter, but a steel contender for the title. From the start, Ananyan showed he was ready to challenge again. He took the initiative, not letting Matías get comfortable. Every punch was precise, and his defense impenetrable. Matías struggled. His corner demanded aggression, but how could he break through this stone wall? Then, in the 3rd round, he exploded. Matías started dictating the pace, as if a storm had arrived and Ananyan found himself in the center of this hurricane. The Puerto Rican's physical power left no chances.
Back to the uppercut, overhand right. Matías is getting stronger as this fight's going on, and again.
But then came the drama. Round 6, Ananyan responded and took the round. Matías lost a point for low blows in round 7, and the drama increased. It seemed like another loss was just around the corner. But in round 8, Petros exhaled. Matías landed a vicious left hook, and Ananyan was on the canvas.
1,500 punches. Oh! Ananyan goes down right before the bell for the first time in his career.
The ring doctor examined him, and the fight was stopped. Technical knockout. Matías avenged his loss and proved that it was just a temporary mistake. Next time, he wouldn't forgive. February 25th, 2023, Minneapolis, a fight for the IBF title.
With all victories via knockout, Subriel Matías looking to bring another 140-pound title to Puerto Rico.
Matías faced unbeaten Argentine Jeremias Ponce, and it could have ended in a couple of rounds, if not for Ponce.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the undefeated IBF number 1 ranked junior welterweight contender, introducing Jeremias Ponce.
The Argentine came out fast, active, and didn't let Matías enter the game. The first round went to him. He slowed Matías' pace, and Subriel started looking for an opening.
Already, it is Ponce delivering the heat. Wow.
In the 2nd round, Matías realized this wasn't going to be easy. He engaged in the fight and started enforcing his tactics. The 3rd round went to Ponce again. But as soon as Ponce began to tire a little, in the 5th round, the moment came. 10 seconds before the end, a knockdown. Ponce barely stood up, but his trainer decided to stop the fight. Matías won by technical knockout and took the IBF World Champion title. November 25th, 2023. Las Vegas. Title defense against Shojahan Ergashev, who seemed unbeatable with his record of 23-0.
Introducing the IBF number 3 ranked contender in the world, known as the descendant of Tamerlane. Introducing Shojahan Ergashev.
The first 2 rounds, Ergashev controlled the fight like a king of the ring. Clean, technical, it seemed like he had figured out Matías. But from round 3, it was as if someone switched Matías into super mode. He started pressing, getting closer to victory with every moment. By the 5th round, Ergashev started complaining about pain in his leg. He could no longer hold off the storm from the Puerto Rican.
There's the body shot to sap even more of the stamina and the will out of Ergashev.
After round 5, Shojahan gave up. Matías won by technical decision, confidently defending his title. June 15, 2024. Manati. Matías loses the title. Reason? Liam Paro. The Australian immediately took control of the ring, showing from the start that he wasn't going to give in. His jab, his technique, they just kept Matías at bay. Even though Subriel tried to turn things around, he couldn't find a way through the avalanche.
Death, taxes, and Subriel Matías losing the first round.
In the 6th round, Paro shook Matías, but he held on. But Matías' endurance started failing, his punches weakened, and Paro seemed as fresh as ever. Judges' decision, 116-111 and 2 scores of 115-112. Matías lost the title. But everyone who saw this fight knew, Matías will return. This is just the beginning. November 9th, 2024. Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Subriel Matías returned to the ring after 2 tough losses, but his goal was clear, to recover and show his strength again. Standing in his way was Mexican Roberto Ramirez. From the first seconds, Ramirez didn't give Matías a moment to breathe. He took the initiative, pressing Matías back to the ropes. At the end of the first round, Matías, as always, found a moment for the decisive blow. Left hook, and Ramirez was stunned, losing control.
Scary moments for Subriel Matías to...
He barely held on in the end, but Matías had already claimed the round. In the 2nd round, Matías went full throttle. Mid-round, he sent Ramirez down with a body shot, and then, hitting him again to the body, did it once more. The fight was stopped. Matías won by technical knockout. March 1st, 2025. Subriel Matías was back in the ring, and this time it was no ordinary fight. A showdown with Mexican Gabriel Valenzuela promised to be a real battle. From the first seconds, it was clear. Matías didn't come for an easy win. He came for destruction. The pressure he put on Valenzuela was unbearable. Every round became harder for the Mexican. Valenzuela found himself cornered. He barely stayed on his feet, hardly able to respond to the punches. In the 8th round, Valenzuela collapsed, and that was it.
Big right hand there from Matías. The knees buckling on Ramirez, and down he goes.
Technical knockout. Matías took the victory. Subriel Matías is a fighter with a rare character, capable of bouncing back after losses and setbacks. His aggressive style, powerful punches, and determination make him a serious threat to any opponent. He is able to learn from his mistakes, adapt his strategy, and come back stronger. Matías' journey is far from over, but every step he takes is a step toward new heights. Who will be able to stop this unstoppable fighter? Share in the comments who you think should be his next opponent.